Thank you for watching In Any Arena. If you like our content, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. All right, let's get into it. So, Dub, we
It's
back.
good.
Crazy weekend in college football. Like I
Yep.
said, most exciting time of the year for me. I'm hyped up. Football season. We saw Jackson State come out, pummel FAMU.
It
We
looked good.
saw Florida get tested by the number 7 team in the country, Utah, in in the swamp and pull it out and win. And we saw Oregon get pounded by Georgia. Um,
Yeah.
which wasn't very surprising because we've seen the Pac 12 have struggles when it comes to the SEC lately. But the big boys are coming this weekend. We got our first NFL matchup this Thursday. We got the Buffalo Bills and the Los Angeles Rams. So right now, the Buffalo Bills are a 2.5 point favorite. Not surprising with the additions they've had of Von Miller and players in the offseason. They got some guys coming back off of injury as well. The best secondary, as we've stated, in the league. So Doug, how do you feel coming into Thursday's game? What's your prediction? How do you see things going?
So let me preface this by saying, welcome to our channel. If you like the content that we're developing, please give us that CLS treatment, which is that comment, that like, and that subscribe to help our channel grow. So please, if you can take a moment to do that, we greatly appreciate it. Now, my prediction. So given the matchup, we have the defending Super Bowl champions, and then we have a very solid Buffalo Bills team. And just to paint the picture, the Buffalo Bills are kind of not necessarily decimated with injuries, but they have some key injuries on their side. They have Tre'Davious White, cornerback. He's out from week one. I think he tore his ACL last season. He's still kind of rehabbing through that. And then you
Yeah.
have the wide receiver Isaiah McKenzie. He's probable for Thursday night's game. So um, when you're dealing with those type of injuries and such, especially when someone is probable, most likely they will play, but it's still early in the season, so you may not even want to push it. Now, on the Rams side, you have Cam Akers. He played in the Super Bowl. He came back off a broken leg, and now he's injured again. So it has me thinking, last injury that he had, the broken leg, did he come back too quickly off that and he hurt something else? Maybe his Achilles, maybe his calf muscle. I don't
Yeah.
know. I've rehabbed a broken leg before, and there's still some lingering pain that occurs even after 6 months post injury. So with all that taken into consideration, I actually have the LA Rams winning this game. I
Okay.
think it will be pretty tight. And I will say that the overall score for both teams will surpass 50 points. But I have the Rams at, I want to say 31 and the Bills at 26. So it's going to be a very close game. I do think it will come down to one touchdown as opposed to a field goal. And I think that's what Vegas has it at right now at 2.5, as you mentioned, JT. But I think the Rams are going to win by a touchdown. But that is my prediction at the moment. What about you? How do you feel about the game that's coming up on Thursday?
Yeah, so I think, by all accounts, this could be a prediction of our Super Bowl at the end of this football season. You got a Bills team who were just a few seconds, literally 13 seconds, I believe it was, or 16 seconds away from playing in the AFC Championship against the Cincinnati Bengals last year. And you got the defending NFL champions playing on Thursday night. So I think,
World champions.
world champions. And I
Yeah.
think the challenge that you have here is that you have two great defenses that are going to be matching up. And the difference will be, what does this new look Rams offense look like? So you got a Rams offense who's not going to have Odell Beckham, as he's not on the team. He's rehabbing the injury. We don't know where he'll be signed to later in the year. You don't have Robert Woods, who came up big early in the season before he was injured, but you still do have Cooper Cup, and sometimes a guy like Cooper Cup is all that you need. It's going to be interesting to see how the Bills secondary matches up with the different packages that Sean McVay puts together to showcase this offense, and then how that Rams defense slows down Josh Allen and their attack across the board for the Buffalo Bills. So I think the X factor in this game is going to be Gabriel Davis. We know who Stephon Diggs is. We know what type of player he is, and we know that he's going to make plays. We don't know how many plays that he's going to make because we know that number 5 is going to be across from him when it comes down to it on Thursday night. Jalen Ramsey is, again, a top corner in the league, and he's always ready to make a play. So I think in some regards, Jalen Ramsey might not neutralize Stephon Diggs, but I think he's going to severely slow down Stephon Diggs and whoever happens to be on his side of the field at any given time. I would say that Josh Allen isn't going to throw at Jalen Ramsey that often. So I think the X factor is Gabriel Davis. What is Gabriel Davis able to do against the rest of the Rams secondary? What type of plays is he able to make? Does he have a breakout game to start the season? I think a lot of people are projecting him to be a big time player this year for that Bills offense, coming off of the way he finished last season. So I'm interested to see what he'll do. I think this is a pretty even matchup. I want to see also what difference Von Miller makes in that Bills defense. I mean, I think having him on the defense takes their defense to another level, and they were already at a pretty high level when it comes to the rest of the league. So my prediction is that the Bills are going to start this season off much of the way that they should have finished last season, and they're going to start it off with a win. I have the Bills winning a very close game. I say 31-30 for this game in terms of the Bills beating the Rams. Rams will start off 0-1, but I think they'll build on that loss and they'll come back stronger and they'll still be a team contending for the Super Bowl at the end of the season. So again, for me, the X factor for the Bills is what can Gabriel Davis do, against this Rams defense, and then the X factor for the Rams would just be what does Sean McVay, one of the more outstanding coaches of this generation, or young coaches rather, what does he draw up to attack that Bills secondary, and how effective will they be in doing so? And again, I've got the Bills winning a close one, maybe by a point or so here, 31-30 in this coming game. But it's exciting. A big game to kick off the season is
It's
always
here. It's
a
here,
huge
man.
deal. So, from
Yeah.
Thursday on, it's going to be a lot that we're going to be rapping about. As Dub said earlier, we're going to give y'all all the predictions we can. We're going to keep up with Dub and our record. And, you guys just take what you can from the channel and, make your picks, make your predictions. Fantasy lineups, again, if you got Gabriel Davis, start him. If you got if you're in a deep fantasy league where you guys do DBs and linebackers, definitely start Justin Poyer or any of those guys out of the Bill secondary, or even Jalen Ramsey. But I'm interested to see what Cooper Kupp will do. I think it'll be a big game for him as well. So I'm just excited for NFL football, man. But again, give us that CLS treatment if you like what we're talking about here.
Yeah, appreciate that, JT. And I think that's a really great analysis and breakdown of the game. I do think if the Rams decide to do man, and you got Stephon Diggs and you got Jalen Ramsey on the outside going back and forth, blow for blow, I think there's more upside with Stephon Diggs. I really think
I
that
have to disagree.
I really think Stephon Diggs he's really made a great case, in my opinion, as to why he's, in my humble opinion, a top 3 receiver in the league.
For sure.
And even when you double team him, he still find ways to get open. But what you mentioned by other receivers getting involved just due to that, the attraction that Stephon Diggs requires, right? Because he's their top receiver. It's going to open up the field for a lot of other receivers that's a part of the Bills receiving corps. So it's going to be interesting to see the scheme that the Rams have for Stephon Diggs. And I think it would be a great game to start off the season on Thursday.